Hey all, welcome back. This is me, Monica Sharma, and welcome to MS Bio Academy. And today we are going to talk about the very interesting technique which is going to come up in a coming few months. Probably this company who is launching this rapid test for the COVID-19. It is called as a rapid test because it is going to give us a result within the 15 minutes that whether the COVID-19 disease is there or not, and that too by using a saliva test. So no need of using a nasal swab now. Okay, so this is a very quick and a very fast technology which is coming up, and also very important and interesting thing about this technology that we can read the result by using a smartphone device. Yes, so this is going to be a revolutionary technology which is going to come up, and which technique this technology is using, that also I'm going to cover up in this particular video. So stay tuned till the end and you'll get all the information. So let's find out about this technology more. Now, initially, if I talk about in the early August of 2020, we were using the PCR test, that is RT-PCR technology for detection of the COVID-19 or the SARS CoV-2 virus. Now, this technology which I'm saying, the RT-PCR test, it normally takes for this PCR process to carry out, it takes some period of time and duration of time because there are a number of cycles goes on, and then we check the results, and so basically it takes results to come up in some 2 to 3 days it takes. And normally we use a nasal swab in this, right? As we all are aware about this thing, and we know that nasal swab, the sample for the nasal swab is that process, that whole process is itself a uh, very painful process, right? So what is the alternative for this? So this is what we are talking about in this particular video. So this is quite unique technology which is coming, which is going to rid off all these problems associated with the sample source which we are giving, that is nasal swab, and also the results which we are getting after some 2 3 days, so that we can get a quick results within the 15 minutes of time period. So that is what we are talking about. So initially we were using the PCR tests which were taking a lot of time, but then studies were published in the journals of Science Advances and the Cells that there is an ultra sensitive molecular COVID-19 test which are based on the gene editing CRISPR technology. Now what is this CRISPR technology? I'm not going to go deep into this, because if you want to know the more information about this, I have already posted a video on that. So please go and subscribe my channel MS Bio Academy and search for the CRISPR technology video. You will find it. I will also post the link of this CRISPR technology video in my description box. You can check that also, right? So here the scientists have used this CRISPR technology, and this is a gene editing technology which is very promising. Earlier people were using it for the gene editing for curing multiple diseases, for cancer treatment and all, but then later on it has been used for the Zika virus diagnosis purpose also, and then scientists explored that why can't we use this CRISPR technology for diagnosis purpose of the SARS-CoV-2 virus also. And yes, it found it out to be very effective. So in this technology also which we are talking about, the rapid test technology, they have used the CRISPR technology only for a diagnosis purpose of SARS-CoV-2 virus. And what is the specialty about these tests is that here we are using the smartphones which gives the results in within 15 to 30 minutes. So it's a very good technology. No need of giving any nasal swab, just a quick sample of saliva and you'll read the result on your smartphones, right? So it is a rapid test for COVID-19. That is the name for this test. Why it is called as a rapid test? Because it gives the results within the 15 minutes, and it is developed by the researchers of the Tulane University. And the test approach which they use is the CRISPR-based diagnosis, as I've told you, the CRISPR-Cas9 or CRISPR-Cas system technology basically, which they have used. Now, this technology which I am talking about, the rapid test technology, it does not require any laboratory settings. Means we can use this technique, or we can use this kit which they are going to launch in coming months at our home itself. So no need of any laboratory setting, cumbersome settings and all. And there is nor we require any trained individuals. So we ourselves also, who has no knowledge regarding anything, but by just following the instructions in the manual of the kit, we can just perform this test in our home also. So there is no need of nasal swab because we are using a saliva here. So no issue of that painful nasal swab sample giving. So basically what this test is giving us, it is giving not only just the simplicity, but also it is helping us in expanding the testing capacity in outpatient clinics, community testing sites and other locations. So basically it is reducing the overload to the hospitals, to the practitioners, to the healthcare individuals, right? Because people will be then doing at their home only. So this is really required in planning for the government also, how to control this pandemic, right? So what are the advantages? The main advantage is the sample source, as I've said. We are getting rid of the nasal swab sample, painful nasal swab sample giving. We have to just take a saliva. Then this is a rapid PCR test which detects the viral RNA in the saliva sample, so it can detect a very small amount of virus in a saliva too. So that means it is a highly sensitive than the RT-PCR, and also it is user friendly. Why user friendly? Because we are doing it by our own, right? So it is a quite user friendly. We don't need any cumbersome equipments for that, high class laboratory settings for it. We are using it at our home in our comfort zone. No need of visiting to the hospitals. So it is giving results. And how we are reading the results? We are reading the results by a prototype smartphone based fluorescent microscope device which are designed for a point of care use. So basically we are using a smartphone device here, and with this smartphone device is actually acting as a fluorescent microscope where you can visualize whether in your saliva sample there is a presence of virus is there or not, right? So that we can visualize. So it is a faster technique and it occurs in a fewer steps. So unlike the RT-PCR, in the RT-PCR what we have to do, we are collecting the nasal swab. Then from the nasal swab we have to extract the RNA, right? But here in this case, in case of the CRISPR technology which we are using in this rapid test, there is no need of this RNA extraction process. So here basically directly tagging the viral proteins itself, right? So it is a one-step process, right? It occurs in fewer steps as compared to the RT-PCR, and it requires less equipment, as I've told you, and it is simple to use. Now, the next question which might be coming to your mind is that how does the scientists came to this concept? How they came to this concept of using the CRISPR technology or using a saliva as a source of sample? So what happened was, when these studies were going on about this new novel SARS CoV-2 virus, it has come out that this COVID-19 virus actually infects the pulmonary system, and we know that pulmonary system saliva is also a part, right? So this question came to their mind that why can't we take just a saliva as a sample instead of a nasal swab? All right, because for if we have to test for children, okay, so that nasal swab sample will be quite difficult for them to give. So the easiest way is the saliva, right? So that's what they have thought of. Now the study showed that yes, saliva contained the viruses, but again there was an issue. What was the issue? That saliva only contained a very small concentration, that is low concentration of a viral load. So how can we detect then? How we can detect this low concentration of a saliva? What if our test will give us a false negative result, although there is a patient is infected with the virus, but due to the low concentration of the viral load in the saliva, it it went unnoticed in the test. So how we can detect this? So the need of the high sensitive test came up. Okay, so the scientists claim that we need to find it out a technology which is highly sensitive in testing, in finding out the very low concentration which is present in the saliva of the viruses, that too also can detect. So the Tony Hu, who is a biomedical engineer and diagnostic expert at Tulane University, he uses the CRISPR technology. Why he uses the CRISPR technology for this purpose? Because CRISPR technology is very highly sensitive test. Why it has been proved as a highly sensitive test? Because earlier studies has already been done with respect to the detection of the Zika viruses. Okay, so Zika viruses diagnosis also be done by the CRISPR technology. So already those studies have been done. So that thought has come to these scientists and this expert Tony who at Tulane University, these researchers, they started working on it and they used this CRISPR technology for detection of SARS CoV-2 virus also, and it proved really beneficial and really give the accurate results, and highly sensitive test has come up. So unlike the PCR, CRISPR technology can find and tag the viral proteins without isolating the RNA first. So this I have already told you. Basically, this involves a fewer steps, just one step process instead of two steps as in PCR. Now, Tony Hu has co-founded a diagnostic company which is named as Nanopin Technologies, and this has got a license for using this assay, that is rapid test technology. And currently Nanopin is also planning to submit a lab kit version of this saliva assay for the emergency use authorization from FDA by the end of this January 2021. So we are expecting that soon in the next 6 months we will expect to see a smartphone based version. So I'll show you the image of this smartphone based version of the saliva assay kit, which is going to become coming up in the next few months after once the FDA approved it. So this is the image of that kit. So this is a kind of a smartphone device which is actually a fluorescent microscope, which is going to give a fluorescent images of the virus sample, like if there is a virus is present or not in the saliva sample, which we are going to load up in this microchips. All right, so we are going to use saliva sample and the acid solution in these microchip and just load it in this just place it in this kind of a small device. And this here we are going to insert these chips, right? And here we are going to place our smartphone device, this one, and this is going to then detect from this whole whether the virus is present in this saliva sample or not, right? So this is quite easy one, quite simple technique which we can do it at our home itself. So it will definitely going to reduce the hospital load also, healthcare practitioners load also, and our fear of going to a hospital, or like for the especially for the children, right? So we can detect all these things at in the comfort zone of our home itself. So let's hope for the best, and thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Please do subscribe MS Bio Academy. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. Bye for now.